The best week in college wrestling is finally here, and in my opinion, the best week in wrestling in general is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. But to start the week, we are talking about anything but college wrestling, oddly enough, with the Rudis Super Card being the main appetizer for our loaded weekend of wrestling. I remember when this event dropped and they announced the best 2 out of 3 between Kyle Snyder and J'Den Cox, and man, ever since then the event just continued to get better and better, with more matches added every day and top tier freestyle wrestlers entering the chat. Now I'm going to highlight every match in some form or another, and some we'll talk about a little bit more than others, but I will be honest, the main point of this video will be to talk about Snyder's versus Cox, because how could it not be about that? And I will give you all a treat to stick around and hear my thoughts on that. So for the first time ever on TrueTan Wrestling YouTube channel, I'll be predicting every match in this video. I normally don't do predictions, I just try to highlight great wrestling and give my thoughts on what will happen, but this seemed like the perfect event to try it out. Now with all that said, let's quit wasting time, and remember, if you are a fan of TrueTan Wrestling, hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Tanner, and welcome to TrueTan Wrestling. Hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment on your thoughts, or if you have any questions throughout this video, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Now, let's jump in. I will be highlighting and making my picks in match order, excluding Snyder versus Cox, which the first match will be around the halfway through the event mark, and then the second match will be at the end of all the matches, and then the possible third match will be about 30 minutes after their second match. I also want to say hats off to Rudis for placing this match at the perfect time. I mean, most people are at Nationals already the day before, so this is a great little opening show to the biggest American event of the year. We will see several returning All-Americans wrestling out in freestyle, along with future and women's stars, plus some soon-to-be college stars battling it out. Overall, this event is going to be baller no matter what, and I probably still would have bought a ticket even if it was just Kyle versus J'Den. Also, I will be at this event, so if you see an animated blonde kid in a jacket and swim trunks running around, please say hi. I won't be at NCAAs unfortunately, but I will be in Detroit for the Wednesday night fun. Now, our first match is probably one of the most anticipated high school matches of the year, between star Mendez facing off against Swiderski. These two faced off at Who's Number 1, where Swiderski pulled off the massive upset over Mendez, who seemed to be beating everyone at the time, even some college kids. This is probably one of the biggest high school rematches we've seen in years. I think Mendez was a little banged up the last time they wrestled, but regardless, this was a great win for Swiderski. But I think I am picking Mendez for this one, especially if he is fully healthy and he's been making a full season of adjustments. Not saying Swiderski isn't, I'm just picking Mendez to get this match back. Then we have another high school battle between Henson versus Garvin, where we have Georgia versus Iowa battling it out. I think I'm going to go with Henson on this one, considering his large achievements, so let's see him take it home for Georgia. Then we have our first men's freestyle match with McFadden of Penn RTC, the Virginia Tech alumni, battling another ACC alumni in Fine Silver, who wrestles for Israel. Both are studs, but man, McFadden has been some really good foreign and domestic wrestlers, and he continues to get better and better in freestyle. So I am locking him in for this match. Then we have Shielson versus Golston, the first women's match of the night. Both of these ladies have almost every medal in the book combined, but Shielson is a little bit more accomplished, and she is a savage to be honest, so I'm sticking with her for this match. Then we have an interesting match in Henderson, who is a 65 kilogram guy, going against Gross, a 61 kilogram guy, who also has some small experience even down to 57 kilograms, normally during Olympic years. Gross has tried wrestling some guys at 65 kg in these supercard matches, and it never really went too well for him. However, those were super high level guys like McKenna of the Penn RTC, Ohio State alumni. However, Henderson is a multiple time US trials qualifier and very savvy. This might seem like a wild pick, but based on size and styles, I'm going with Henderson on this one. Then we have two heavyweight All-Americans going at it, with the Canadian representative and Oregon State alumni Desi taking on Cowboy alumni Derek White. Both guys are really good, and if it's folk style, I'm picking White all day, but Desi is super savvy in freestyle, so I'm rolling with the Canadian man himself. Our second women's match of the night is Kennedy Blades versus Victoria Francis. Both are savages and endless credentials, but wow, how exactly do you pick against Blades? Unless she is battling the very top of our women's team, and even at that point, she's really not out of the running. She is going to do great things in this sport, and I'm just going to have to roll with her in my pick here. But don't get me wrong, Francis is still unbelievable too. Then our last match in the undercard is Moore versus Jackson, which will for sure be a firework match. But similar to Gross versus Henderson, I think Moore will just have a little bit of a size advantage, and this dude is just savvy and awesome in freestyle, so I'll be rolling with the Buckeye Buckeye alumni. With that said though, Jackson is still a stud, and I would not count him out for pulling off something crazy, but I'm still sticking with Colin Moore. At this point, the event will switch to the first match in the Snyder vs. Cox best of 3. However, I will talk about that at the end of the video. We move into the main card, which if you thought some of those other matches were great, wait till you see some of these. Starting with Derringer, training at Cliff Keen and the 3-time national champ for the Cowboys, taking on 2-time national champ and freestyle stud Isaiah Martinez, who has made Final X before and has a win over Jordan Burroughs. Martinez has been gone for a while, and he wrestled at the US Open but forfeited in the finals. He missed weight against JB, which actually he didn't miss weight, he just said he wasn't going to make the weight, and I honestly miss him because he's a savage with all that said. However, Derringer is not an easy match for him by any means. This guy also has a lot of freestyle accomplishments, even though neither of them have made a world team. But to my pick, I think I'm going to have to roll with Derringer, primarily because I think he's just a little bit better than Martinez, and Martinez has been out for a while, so who knows what version we will really see of him. Then we have Miracle vs. Brunthal, and if there is anyone who looks really great right now, it is Brunthal, who is truly just focusing on training, and she is smacking some girls down overseas. I think I have to go with the upset here on this one, with Brunthal taking out Miracle, our past Olympian and world silver medalist. I mean, Brunthal did just beat Molinari and several other quality opponents to win the Oregon. Then we are going to see Hall versus Martin, which I am really excited for. Mark Hall might not be as flashy as his college performances, but he is still a tough wrestler in freestyle, and if we are talking tough wrestlers, they don't get much better than Miles Martin, the Buckeye alumni. Both of these guys have solid wins in freestyle, but also some interesting losses for sure. I think I'm going to go with Hall on this one, and I'm saying it will probably be a 1-point win. I don't know why exactly I'm saying it's going to be a 1-point win, but that's just my gut feeling, I guess. Oddly enough, this was probably one of the hardest picks I had to make on this entire card. The rest of these matches have some of my favorite wrestlers, starting with Jordan Oliver versus Alex Pantaleo. Pantaleo has a win over Oliver from the 150-pound bracket, and Pantaleo was seeded in the world rankings last world tournament, so he has a ton of international quality wins, but you can never count out Jordan Oliver, an Olympic tournament champ at 65 kilograms. Both guys are studs, but I think I'm taking JO to reverse this result, primarily because he's going to be a full-size 70-kilogram guy now, and not holding his weight down for trials. Sorry Pantaleo, I love you dude. This is just the tricky part about making picks that I don't really like. Rutherford versus Green is a huge match for this card because it could potentially be a World Team Trials final. In the trials, Jo beat Rutherford, knocking his chances off of facing Green in the semifinals. So this is the wrestling community's second chance for this all-star match. I love Zayn and it stinks to pick against him, but I gotta pick Green because he has had a lock on the 70-kilogram spot, and I know the matchups do matter, but he also has a head-to-head win over Jo, who has beaten Zayn before. However, Zayn probably has been bulking better and better ever since the trials and improving himself, so definitely don't count him out. Before the main event, we end with an awesome women's match with Olympic bronze medalist and world silver medalist and leg lacy machine Sarah Hildebrand taking on Rana Gross, who is a pinner for sure, and she has made some age level teams along with gaining some age level medals, and she is always fighting for teams every year. It is an easy pick for me here to pick Sarah Hildebrand. She's just a savage and watch out for her top leg lace game. However, Ronda is for sure a fighter and she fights in every match she's in. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Missouri alumni, the 4-time All-American and 3-time national champion, a world champion, and a world and Olympic bronze medalist, the best 92-kilogram guy in America, J'Den Cox, facing off against Captain America himself, a multiple-time world and Olympic gold medalist and silver medalist, the former 3-time national champ Buckeye, Kyle Snyder. These two will battle in a best 2 out of 3, which is interesting for these cards, but definitely will simulate what we missed last April. For those who don't know, 92 kilograms is not an Olympic weight class, so J'Den Cox bumped up, and the headline should have easily been Cox versus Snyder, but instead the headlines were Cox missed weight, which really stunk for everyone involved. However, we're getting as close to an Olympic qualifier match as possible with two of the best guys in the world facing off best 2 out of 3 in beautiful Detroit, Michigan. I cannot wait to be screaming my lungs off watching this match, and we could possibly see it twice, heck 3 times. This match is going to perfectly send us into NCAAs, and what a perfect match to do it. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button, and if you loved it, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this pick style prediction video, please let me know in the comment section below. Oh, that's right, I still have to pick the last match. What, did you think I forgot? Come on now. I think whoever wins this first match is going to win the second one, and they're going to be tight nail biters, don't get me wrong. One thing we all know is that Cox is super hard to score on, but not impossible, and Snyder has gotten extra disciplined and impressive at the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Cox has made some changes to his training location, but a lot more recent than Kyle Snyder's. Expect really low scoring first periods with a little bit of action, but then really exciting second periods in my opinion. That's normally how J'Den Cox and sorta Kyle Snyder's matches go against top tier opponents. I gotta go with Snyder on this one though. This guy really only loses to one man in the world, and he's in Russia right now. So it's hard not to pick him, but I'm going with Kyle Snyder. But if J'Den Cox proves me wrong, I wouldn't be mad at all. Basically, all I want is an excellent best 2 out of 3 series between these two guys, and I would be happy regardless that way. Well, with all that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Oh, also, if you see me in Detroit, seriously, if you see that little animated kid running around, please say hi.